Happy Thanksgiving and Black Friday to my American viewers. With all the great deals out there, I thought now would be a great time for a gift guide, but with a lot of items that RVers and campers probably don't even know they need. These are all items that we've tested in the field and we love them. We've got gifts ranging from $11 all the way to $260+. We've got stocking stuffers and under the tree gifts. We've got kids and adults covered, and yes, most of these items have great Black Friday deals on right now. Before I dive in, I just want to point out that all of the links down below in the description are affiliate links, and if you buy anything at all after clicking the link, even if it's a different item than the link was for, we will receive a small commission that costs you nothing. Buying with our affiliate links is the best way you can support our channel and our quest to bring you small RV tours and travels. Note all prices are in US dollars in the video, and remember that prices can change at any time, so just double check before you buy. I've also included both US and Canadian links, so make sure you pick the right one. But without further ado, let's get started with an inexpensive item that's both unusual and super low tech. First up, we have the 2025 Rand McNally Large Scale Road Atlas. And this is going for $26.99. This is one of the only items on the list that's not a Black Friday deal, but it's a great gift idea. If you do a lot of long distance RVing, I would say this is a mandatory thing that you should have. And the reason for that is that the apps on our phones sometimes lead us astray. So we've been led down some pretty nasty gravel roads, including one called the Red Coat Trail, which frankly wasn't even really a road at all. If we'd had this, we would have seen, because this thing actually shows that, you know, it's not really a real highway, and it's got the dotted line and it shows that it's gravel and so on. And Google Maps just doesn't seem to be able to make that distinction. If you don't want to carry it because it is pretty large and unwieldy, when you leave on a trip, you can actually just take pictures of the pages that you need, and then at least you have those as sort of an offline map on your phone. But I definitely, for route planning, this is invaluable. You definitely want to get one of these. Next up, we have the Nano, and this is an espresso maker that's just the size of a thermos. It's pretty cool. Either you can put hot water in it to make the espresso, or it will heat the water up itself. It'll do about several hundred if you put hot water in it, and it'll do about 5 if you get it to heat up the water just using its internal battery. So I'm going to actually show you how to use it. We're going to heat up the water using this backpacking stove here. And I do have a window open and a fan, an exhaust fan on, just so you know. I wouldn't recommend using backpacking stoves inside. While that water is boiling, we're just going to... So you can use coffee grounds, and this is where you'd put the coffee grounds if you were going to do that. Just to make things simple for the demo, I'm going to use a Nespresso capsule, and basically you just pop the capsule in and put it back into there. And believe it or not, the water is already boiling. And it comes with this for scooping coffee if you are using coffee grounds. And we just put our 50 mils of water in here. And put the lid back on. And the instructions are right on here. It says press 2 seconds to heat and extract, and double press to extract directly. So I'm going to double press because I've put hot water in it. And just with the GoPro, I'll show you guys what it's doing. And it's got a great crema. It's just like a tabletop unit. It really is. And so it's done. And voila, I have an espresso, and let's give it a try. Now, of course, you know, if I add more water, it just becomes an Americano, like a regular coffee. I can steam some milk, or even just warm up some milk and make a latte with it. So you've got a lot of flexibility when you have the ability to make an espresso like this. If you have an espresso machine at home, it's like being able to bring that and throw it into a backpack or take up very little space in your RV and have the ability to have some really nice coffee. So this unit goes for $149.99, and their Black Friday sale is giving 20% off, so you're getting a good discount off of that. And I also have, after Black Friday, I'll have a 10% discount for my viewers. Instead of just using this single shot basket, you can get a basket plus, which is basically a double shot basket. So if you want a stronger and more robust coffee experience, then you can get this. And right now for Christmas, they have a gift set, which basically is giving you the Nano, the actual coffee machine itself, the basket plus, and then a stand. And the stand is really handy because if I'm using the unit to heat the water, because it takes 2 or 3 minutes, you don't want to just hold it for 2 or 3 minutes, but by the same token, you don't want to just leave it sitting on the counter and then forget to lift it up into the cup. So the stand would be super helpful. The full kit with the stand, the basket plus, and the coffee maker is $259.99 regular, and they're giving $60 off for Black Friday. This is definitely going to become a regular feature of our trips in the RV going forward. Yeah, that's good. This wasn't part of the original plan, but when I made the coffee, I thought, you know, this is actually an awesome item because I use this every single day when I'm out in the RV, and it's a backpacking stove. So you think, why would an RVer use a backpacking stove? Well, I like to make my coffee outside in the morning. If it's a nice day, got a beautiful spot, I'm gonna sit on that picnic table and make my coffee. And what I love about this is that this little tiny package, I can just grab it and I've got everything I need. I've got the stove, I've got the thing to boil the water, I've got the fuel, everything. So this replaced my camping stove, which was a pain. It was big, it was unwieldy. Bringing it out just to boil some water for some coffee just didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. And, you know, then the propane cylinder was never with it, or I'd be out of propane and all that. And this setup has just been way more convenient. So when I go outside in the morning, I grab this kit and I grab a jug of water. I get the water boiling, go back into the RV, grab the coffee and the milk, and then, you know, maybe a box of cereal if I'm going to eat. So this thing is really, really convenient. I know it's not a traditional type of RV thing, but I use it in my RVing and I really love it. Like, it's awesome. It goes for $35.99 and it's currently 38% off for Black Friday. So I would say if you're interested in this, now's the time. Next up, we have the Sojoy Isotowel car seat covers. And you might think like, well, why do I need car seat covers? They have two purposes, basically. I think their intended purpose is if you're at the gym or if you've gone for a hike, you got all wet and muddy and everything, these will basically protect the car upholstery. So that's the idea behind it. I think that's why they call them Isotowel. It's almost like a gym towel for your car seat. But the reason that we got them was actually something different, which is our Toyota, just simply put, has horrible seats. They're just not comfortable. And they're slippery and you kind of feel like you're sitting on a park bench and just, yeah, not great. Now, unbelievably, just by putting these car seats covers on, the seats become much, much more comfortable. I'm not going to say that they're like luxury car comfortable, but they're much, much better. And these covers, they just have that little bit of padding, and they also have all these little dimples on them, which keep them from moving. So essentially, the slipperiness problem of the Toyota seats goes away with these on, and then that extra little bit of padding, because the Toyota seats are really hard, just makes a huge difference. So if you find your seats too slippery or too hard, these have been a lifesaver because I drive a ton. I mean, I've probably done 50,000 kilometers this year. I don't think I could do it in the Toyota without these things. So they protect your seats. They look decent, they fit really well. $26.99 and they're 20% off right now for Black Friday. If that sounds like something that would work in your car, we definitely highly recommend these. Next up, we have the Trekology YIZI N1 portable chair. Now, full disclosure, they don't sell this one in the US anymore, so you can't get it on US Amazon. You can get it on Canadian Amazon, and I do really love this chair, so you know, if you want to get it from Canadian Amazon, go for it, or you look for it somewhere else. However, the idea that I want to pitch here is not so much this specific brand or chair. It's the idea of using a backpacking chair for RVing. And I think the benefits are pretty self-evident. It comes with a carry bag. It's extremely compact and light and just takes up less space. But what I was really shocked with was that this particular one is actually more comfortable than my full-size chairs that I used to bring with me. So I actually bought this for my trip out to British Columbia, and I was renting a truck camper. So I flew out and I was able to obviously fit this in my suitcase and bring a chair with me and then not have to rent one from the RV rental company. This is now going to be my go-to chair because it's just comfortable, it's super compact and lightweight. I'll leave some links to some other backpacking chairs for the American viewers. And I almost forgot, this chair goes for $42.99 on Amazon Canada. Unfortunately, no Black Friday deal. All right, next up we have a badminton set. Now we bought this at Decathlon Canada, and I will leave a Decathlon link in the description. But you can also get them on Amazon as well, both Amazon US and Canada. So Amazon US sells this for $54.99, and there is a 15% off Black Friday special on this. And it's really cool. Number one is because it's so nice and contained. So it comes with this plastic container, and inside is the badminton set. So this particular one comes with 2 rackets and a birdie, and then it's got the net set up. We've actually used this as a volleyball net on the beach too, and really enjoyed using it that way. What can I say? I mean, it's really compact, it's light. You can just throw it into the RV or into the car. The kids would just grab it and play badminton with it. And then, like I said, as a family, we kind of used it more as a volleyball net. But it's a neat gift idea for kids. It's a neat gift idea just for families. And it's a great thing to have for those days where you're just hanging around the campground and not doing some awesome hiking activity. Next up, we have a really cool stocking stuffer. And these are Mallow Me marshmallow / hot dog stick cookers. And the reason we got these, and actually, hate to say it, but we haven't used it yet, so I can't tell you how it actually performs. For the longest time, we've been using what I think are standard issue sticks for every Canadian that goes camping. And these things work pretty well. They're quite long, which is nice. The problem with this thing though is that our RV is all metal and it's painted aluminum inside, and you end up with this end scratching things, and they're just long and unwieldy and difficult to store in the kitchen area or even in the outdoor storage area. So we wanted something that was a little bit less likely to damage the trailer and just, you know, that would be covered. I mean, this is something you cook food on and it's just kind of out in the open. You can see there's crud on it right now. So we found these. And as I said, we just got these, but I think they're really cool. So this kit comes with 5. I think there's kits that can come with 8 or however many you need. So they are extended the same length as these ones, and I'll just show you. Okay, so actually they're just a hair longer and still have the 2 prongs and everything. And very lightweight, but definitely solid enough to do the job. And they do get a lot smaller though. And you can see that they're just much, much smaller once they're folded up. And they come with this neat little pencil case, which means that we can put it in our storage area without them scratching any of the gray paint in our trailer. So only $10.99 regular, and they're 28% off right now, which is getting pretty doggone close to free. I think $7.99 or something like that. Nifty stocking stuffer, something that anybody who camps would appreciate, I think, and definitely a nice replacement for these old style ones. All right, next up we have another stocking stuffer, and you can see this thing has been well used. This is a Boggler trowel. And you say, well, what do I need a trowel for as an RVer? Well, I'm hoping that, like us, you are getting out and doing some hikes in these amazing national parks. So if you are a day hiker, and we tend to do longer hikes where we might be out for 8 to 10 hours, and every once in a while, nature will call at an inopportune moment, and so you need to be able to dig a cat hole to do your business. And that's what this is for. So, and this one is extremely lightweight, so you're not really adding any weight at all. It's featherweight, but it's extremely strong. It's got this nice plastic piece here, which you know, just allows you to get the force when you're digging through roots and so on. Cuts the roots with these serrated edges. So it works really well. It's made in the USA and sold by the person who invented it. And so, you know, if you want to support that, which I think is awesome, then it is a little bit more expensive at $17.95 than some of the made in China options. Although the made in China options typically don't have this, and they also are not as light. So you're getting some real benefits by going made in the USA on this one. All right, next up we have our Hillsound Trail Crampons, and these just slip right over top of your boots, and they give you these spikes then underfoot, and basically, you know, you can get excellent traction even on glare ice with these. And so if you do any kind of winter hiking at all, or if you're planning an RV trip to the Rocky Mountains, for example, in the spring or early summer, believe it or not, at higher elevations, there'll still be plenty of ice and snow. So they're just an awesome thing to have in your backpack if you're into hiking. So these ones are $84.95 on US Amazon. Unfortunately, no Black Friday deal on these. However, and I will point out that, again, there are much cheaper versions of this. But I'm recommending that you get the Hillsound. So this is a company out of Vancouver, British Columbia. If you're on a slippery slope where maybe there's a cliff at the bottom of the hill or whatever, you don't want to be putting your safety to chance. And I've used these in some very sketchy situations and they've performed extremely well. I definitely recommend the Hillsound, even though they are quite a bit more expensive than some of the cheaper options. But they're a great stocking stuffer or a great under the tree gift. And every hiker who wants to go hiking in the winter should definitely have these in their backpack. All right, next up is the biggest item on the list, and this is the Intex Excursion Pro K2 kayak. It's a two-person kayak. And I've done a full review of this along with two other inflatable kayaks. And of the three, even though it's not the cheapest, I definitely recommend this one over the other two. There was a three-seater that we had in that one too, which maybe if you need 3 seats would be useful. But certainly in my experience after having owned them for several years, this is the best of the three in terms of performance, comfort, you name it. $262.99 is the current regular price on Amazon. So there is a Black Friday special though, 15% off right now, so you get a decent discount on that. The price on these do fluctuate up and down quite a bit though, so it's possible you might see a lower price at some other time. On Canadian Amazon though, now is the time, so the Black Friday deal is 30% off. Excellent kayak, and this is not a high-end kayak, obviously at $262, but it does have a really high quality feel about it, especially compared to the other Intex boats. If you know, you don't want to spend like $1,000 on a higher end boat. You just want to have something in the RV or in your truck or in your car that when you're out there, if you came across a beautiful spot and you just wanted to get a boat in the water, this is going to do that for you. You're going to be comfortable on the water. They're extremely stable. So it's a highly recommend. And I think if you're going to do that epic once in a lifetime RV road trip out to, say, the Rockies or Alaska or what have you, this is a great thing to have with you on that trip to give you that different perspective from the water. All right, the last item on our list, number 10, is the Trekology 2.0 camping pillow. And so it's not strictly speaking an RV product, but it was super handy for me again on my trip out west where I flew out to an RV rental. And so this was the pillow that I brought with me because I didn't want to use the rental pillows. It's awesome. I mean, you can see it's extremely compact, comes with this nice little carrying bag. But the reason it makes this list is not because of the size, it's because it was such a good pillow. Like, it was comfortable. And so it's hard to believe that something that wraps up into such a tiny little space could be as comfortable as this thing is. So just blow it up to make it into a pillow. And that's it. And so you can see it's got the same things as our seat covers had, these little grippy things to keep it from sliding around. And it's also, you know, got a nice sort of little indented area for your hood. It's kind of got this nice smooth material, so it's very comfortable even without a pillowcase. And no, did I switch this out from my home pillow now? No, I didn't do that. But I actually thought about it, like it was that comfortable. And if you like a pillow that's a little bit higher, you can actually just put some clothes or a towel or whatever underneath it to get it to go up higher. For me, actually, I found that this height was just fine, so I didn't put anything underneath it. and I slept with it for a week on my truck camping trip out west, and it was awesome. And this guy is $24.99 on US Amazon right now, but you're looking at 38% off for Black Friday. And because it's so tiny, even just, you know, if you occasionally have an extra person, rather than having to pack a real pillow, which takes up a huge amount of space, you can have a couple of these in the trailer, and then you've always got an extra pillow when you need it, and it's not a penalty box pillow. It's very comfortable. Just incredible. If you do want to use it in a tent, it does have this strap to keep it on a sleeping pad so it doesn't move around, which is another nice feature. And so Trekology 2.0 pillow, definitely recommend it, and it's a neat stocking stuffer for any of the outdoorsy type of people on your list. Before we go, just want to give you a few channel updates. There are plenty more lightweight travel trailer walkthroughs coming soon. Our next video is a travel vlog about RVing and hiking in Western Canada's incredible mountains, and after that, there'll be a full walkthrough of the Northern Light truck camper that I camped in for that trip. And I have to say, truck camping really surprised me, and in more ways than one. If you found this video useful, please give us a like and subscribe. And if none of the items in this list interested you, but you still want to support our channel, you can help us out on Buy Me a Coffee. The link is below. Happy Thanksgiving again, and we'll see you on the next one.